What if I told you that right now there's something you could do that would positively impact your health, not only in the short term, but also in the long term? Would you do it? Of course you would. Well, that thing is exercise. Now, before I start my presentation on why exercise is good for you, I want to start off with some trivia. So my first question for you is true or false? Are people born obese? Who can answer that? Max.
False.
False is correct. No one is born obese. You can be born with genes such as FTO, which make you more susceptible to eating larger amounts of food, or be born with a slower metabolism, but no one is born obese. Second question. Since 1980, what percent has childhood obesity in the United States risen? Nate.
75%.
Higher. Will.
79%.
A lot higher. Triple digits. Mason.
132%.
Higher.
300%.
Bingo. Childhood obesity in the United States has tripled since 1980. My third question. How many minutes a day should every kid be active for?
60 minutes.
No, that's a good answer. The right answer is 30 minutes, but 60 minutes is what every kid should strive to be active for. And my last question for you is true or false? Is physically active beneficial to more than just your physical health? Nick.
Yes.
Absolutely, that is true. It's also beneficial to your social and mental health. Now, physical effects. In the United States, 35% of the population is obese. That means over 1 in 3 people in the United States suffers from the disease. That's especially fascinating considering the health risks that are associated with it. This includes, but is not limited to, hypertension, type 2 diabetes, mental illness, heart disease, and strokes. Now, all of these come with an increased risk of death and a $14 billion US medical health care costs. But this isn't really a surprise considering that 25% of children in the United States don't participate in a free time physical activity, which means outside of school, they don't play a sport, go to the gym, or do anything that involves physical activity. Now, the mental effects. Physical activity is responsible for improving your cognitive abilities, whose functions range from improved health to increased independence in daily activities. It's also responsible for helping prevent and treat mental diseases, such as Alzheimer's. Now, when you exercise, your brain releases chemicals called endorphins, which are responsible for making you feel good. So on top of preventing and even treating mental illnesses and improving your cognitive abilities, you get to feel good. Now, the social benefits. We all see the national headlines, bullying in schools. Well, obese kids are 40% more likely to be bullied than non-obese kids. Now, how can you prevent that? Physical activity. Not only does it help fight obesity, but it also is responsible for helping kids become more socially active and getting engaged in their communities. It builds their self-confidence and helps them in group settings, which then translate over into work and even school, whether it be in a team meeting or working on a school project with a fellow classmate. I can even tell you from personal experience the social benefits that come from physical activity. My transition here, my freshman year, from Hooksett to Bow, I didn't know anyone coming in to the school year. But soccer gave me an outlet to make new friends and build new connections. It gave me someone to sit with on the first day of school at lunch, preventing me from being in that awkward situation where I had to decide, do I sit by myself and feel isolated, or do I take a risk and sit next to some kid I've never met before? It gave me a familiar face in the hallway. So, for my project, I knew I wanted to do something regarding physical activity, and I love the game of spike ball, so I settled on spike ball. I decided to host Spike Ball Club twice a week during our school's flex time and give kids an opportunity to be physically active and enjoy the benefits that come along with it. I also decided I want to make an impact outside of Bow. So I decided to host a charity tournament, and with the proceeds I raised, I was able to donate to the nonprofit organization Good Sports, which organization's goal is to provide impoverished communities with sports equipment, so kids who aren't as fortunate as I have been have the opportunity to also be physically active. And the last benefit that comes from it is what I call the bonus effect. I'm not talking about going to the NFL or getting a sponsorship deal. I'm talking about opportunities like this. These pictures behind me are an opportunity I had this past semester with my friend Max to go down to the gym 3 times a week with a couple kids in the Links program, James, Emma, and Liam, and show them the proper ways to work out. Now, this is an opportunity I wouldn't have had if physical activity wasn't part of my life. I wouldn't have known the proper way to do a lot of these exercises, so I wouldn't have been able to show them. Now, this goes into my message. My message to you is to go out and get involved. Be active. Help yourself and even others. Improve your health while at the same time making memories. Embrace the opportunities. Despite how daunting it may seem at times, go to that sports practice. Go to the gym. Because the only bad workout is the one that didn't happen. Thank you.
Throw that kid. Oh, it's good.